Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome back to the Glow Pilates Studio channel. I'm Julia, and thanks for joining me for this 20-minute Stability on the Foam Roller Pilates class. All that we need for today's class is a full-sized foam roller and a pair of weights. I suggest using a pair of 3-pound weights or 2 pounds if you're recovering from some shoulder issues. When you feel ready to get started, roll out your mat, set your foam roller down on your mat, take a seat at the front edge of your foam roller, and slowly roll back to a supportive position for your head and pelvis. Step your feet a little closer towards you, hip width apart and parallel. Take your weights into your hands and reach your arms all the way up to the ceiling, stacking wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Let's begin by reaching your arms to the ceiling, allowing the shoulders to follow, and then lower the shoulders, hugging the roller with your shoulder blades. Inhale to reach to the ceiling and protract your shoulders. Exhale, hug the foam roller and retract. Keep going, finding your very best range of motion in both shoulders. We're going to continue this protraction and retraction motion with one shoulder at a time. So reach your right arm to the ceiling, retract, and then switch to the left arm. Retract. Inhale to reach up, exhale to lower, inhale to reach, and lower. Keep going, alternating the arms. We're going to keep our retraction, hugging the roller with your shoulder blades, and now open both arms to the side like the letter T. Exhale, close the arms towards the ceiling. Inhale, open as wide as you can go, and exhale to close. If your range of motion allows, maybe you can touch the floor gently with your knuckles as you open. And every time that you close the arms, think of closing the corset of your abdominals in front of your body. Try not to let your knees rock side to side as the arms continue moving. We will continue this motion one arm at a time. So as you close, find your stability and just open the right arm to the side by itself. Exhale, control the return. Inhale, open the left arm, and exhale, come back to center. We're definitely challenging your balance point here, so take this movement at whatever pace allows you to stay balanced. As we keep going for a couple more repetitions, try to bring your abdominals closer to your spine and feel your stable knees and ankles. With both arms, inhale to reach them above your head, and exhale, bring the arms down towards your hips, framing your hips but not quite touching the floor. Inhale, arms overhead, and exhale, frame your hips. Keep going at your own pace and try not to let the shoulders elevate and follow the arms as you reach overhead. Keep the shoulders pressing down the whole journey. Try to think of balancing a glass of water on your lower abdominals, so you're avoiding arching your back or splaying the rib cage. We're going to pause with both arms overhead, check in with your shoulders, and then lower one of your arms towards the hips. Exhale, switch the arms simultaneously. Exhale, scissor. Inhale, arrive. Exhale, scissor. Keep going and try to feel the destination of every scissor. Remind yourself to keep the belly plugged into the spine and the knees to remain parallel. Let's reach both arms overhead once again, and now begin to circle as wide as you can through the sides and towards the hips. Inhale overhead, exhale circle wide and to the hips. Maybe you can come close to the floor and skim the floor with your knuckles if your shoulders allow, as long as they stay pressing down away from the ears. Let's reach the arms overhead for an inhale. And now come forward for an upper body curl as you exhale. Inhale, smoothly return. And as you exhale, curl up from the abdominals versus reaching with the chin. We'll go for a couple more of these upper body curls, trying to curl up a little bit more with each repetition. Ready to stay up in this curl? And let's deepen it by pulsing forward an inch. We're going to try to keep your deepest upper body curl, hold on to it, and begin to slowly pulse the arms. Inhale for 2, exhale for 2. We're pulsing the arms and doing our best to stabilize the upper body. Take a little pause, and now tilt to the right, reaching right arm to right calf. Exhale, tilt to the left. Exhale, reach the right arm, and exhale, reach the left. Let's go for just a couple more on each side, trying to keep your upper body curl as high as you can. Beautiful job. Lower all the way down to the roller. Inhale your arms overhead, and one more time, return to this upper body curl for some bicep curls. Let's exhale, bend the elbows. Inhale, reach the arms forward. Do your best to keep deepening your upper body curl, curling up an extra vertebra off of your roller if you can. Last bicep curl. Inhale, reach forward a little further and lower down to the foam roller with control. Flip your palms forward, face them towards your feet, and widen the elbows like the letter W, hopefully touching the floor. Let's exhale, reach those arms to the ceiling. Inhale, widen the elbows to the floor. We're doing our best to stay as wide as possible across your pecs and chest. And as you exhale and reach to the ceiling, funnel your rib cage, knit the abdominals closer together. Pause in your wide elbow position, resting elbows on the floor if possible, and tilt your knuckles back and then thumbs forward. Inhale, try to touch the floor with your knuckles, and exhale, try to touch the floor with your thumbs. We're mobilizing our rotator cuffs here. Take this slow at your own pace and range, and try to increase the range of your rotator cuffs. Pause with your knuckles tilting back as close to your mat as possible, and let's come into some slow snow angels. Bring the fingertips closer together like a diamond above your head, and then bring the elbows down closer towards your ribs. Inhale, fingertips together. Exhale, elbows down. Let's do a couple more repetitions, so you can find what is the stretchiest point for your shoulders today. Pause in that stretchiest point and try to rest your knuckles and your elbows on the floor as we breathe into this deep shoulder stretch. If this is a little too much with the weights, you're always welcome to release your weights and repeat this motion with just your arms. Let's take one final deep breath. And when you're ready, lower your arms down by your hips. Release your weights somewhere to the side of your mat and bring your hands closer towards you. Keeping your hands in a low V by your sides, try your best to keep your elbows straight and off the floor, or if you need to, soften them down for more stability. When you're ready, float your right leg to tabletop with control and step it back down to the floor toe ball heel. Float the left leg to tabletop and step it down toe ball heel. Let's continue alternating our leg marches, doing your best to eliminate any side to side swaying on your foam roller. Remind your shoulders to stay down away from the ears and your abdominals to plug into the spine. Let's float both legs into tabletop. Take a moment to feel your stability on the roller and come into some single toe dips. One leg at a time, dipping down towards the floor in tabletop. You do not necessarily have to touch the floor, but if you can, go for it, as long as you're not arching the low back. Let's inhale to dip. Exhale, return to center. Keeping your stability on the foam roller, let's begin to scissor the legs simultaneously. Exhale, switch. Exhale, switch. Keep going. Remind yourself to balance that glass of water on your low abdominals and try not to let it spill. Bring both legs to tabletop, glue them together, and let's come into some double toe dips. We will inhale, dip maybe halfway down with both legs, and exhale, return to center. Take this at your own range and pace, as long as your low back is not arching off of the foam roller. And set your feet down one at a time, back to the floor, reaching your arms to the ceiling. Option here to use your weights or leave them out of the exercise altogether. Reach your arms towards the ceiling, take a deep inhale to prepare, and with your exhale, lift your hips off the foam roller into your bridge. With your next exhale, articulate back down to neutral on the foam roller. Exhale to lift the hips and bridge up. Exhale to lower the hips with control. Let's go for a couple more articulated bridges, feeling your spine imprint on your foam roller. We're going to stay up in your bridge and come into some hip dips. Lightly tap the roller with your tailbone and lift the hips back up. Let's inhale to tap and exhale to lift. Lower down for just a moment to reset. Maybe step your feet a little closer to you and exhale, come back to your final bridge. We're going to lift both heels and then lower them down to the floor. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. As you continue lifting and lowering your heels, try not to let that affect the height of your hips. Leave your hips lifting as high as you can go and transition to running, dropping one heel at a time. Just breathing naturally here. Beautiful job. Lower down to the foam roller, and your final challenge for this class is to step your feet a little wider, further away from you. Inhale your arms overhead and smoothly roll up to sitting. Well done. Just like me, you may have ended up with really fabulous foam roller hair, but most of all, I hope you enjoyed this class and you feel more centered and in control in your body. Thank you so much for joining me for this class. Please give this video a like, leave me a comment to let me know how you got along, and consider subscribing to this channel for future content. Have a beautiful rest of your day.